Hi, my name is Todd. I am the owner of Todd's Amazing Tours, and I have a trip for you. Last year, beginning of last year, now it's January 2019, but last year I had a couple of clients contact me, awesome families, and go, Todd, I want to see the Grand Canyon of Sedona day one, and I want to spend the night somewhere, and then I want to see Antelope Canyon and Horseshoe Bend. They've seen them both online. They were excited equally about both, and they didn't want to go home without seeing them. So for 2019, I really kind of sat down, figured out what I was doing awesome, what we were doing awesome, and where we could improve. And I came up with our current approach. So day one, we'll pick you up. Whether you're here in the valley somewhere, we're going to pick you up, of course, just like all the rest of the tours, where you're staying. You don't have to go anywhere, which is super convenient, of course. We're going to see Sedona first. There's a couple of sites there that are phenomenal. The Chapel of the Holy Cross is my personal favorite. And the reason I love it is that, one, the chapel is incredible. You're going to get into that chapel and you're going to go, whoa, this is spectacular. You'll know why you're there. And then, of course, the view from the overlook is incredible. You can see both Bell Rock and Cathedral Rock from the actual overlook. Now, what's cool and different about the one-day Sedona Grand Canyon tour and the two-day Grand Canyon Sedona / Antelope Canyon Horseshoe Bend tour is drive time. Now, when you do the one-day tour, after the last overlook at the Grand Canyon, we've got to hustle home. It's about 4 hours. With the two-day trip, you're spending the night in Page. So it's only about 2.5 hours. So we can linger a little longer at the Grand Canyon, enjoy that a little bit more before we have to head out for the night. Now, once we get into Page, you'll spend the night there. And then the next morning, we'll see either Horseshoe Bend first, kind of depends on when I can get you booked into Antelope Canyon, or we'll go to Antelope Canyon first. It just kind of depends. Now, the details. Grand Canyon, Sedona, not a problem. That's a piece of cake. The park's open pretty much all the time. Only thing that can kind of mess us up is weather. And I monitor the weather, and if there's a problem, of course, I'll get with you. Antelope Canyon is a super popular spot. It's on the Navajo Nation, which means the Navajo tribe kind of runs the show there. They have their own guides that escort you into the canyon, and slots do fill quickly. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and a large percentage of those people want to see Antelope Canyon. And there's only just so many people they can put through the canyon in a single day. And so sometimes it can be a little bit of a battle to get you a reservation. Hotel, there's a challenge there too. Everybody that's going to Antelope Canyon during the busy season, which is the summer months, they got to stay somewhere as well, because there's really nothing around Page to speak of. It's a little bit remote, so there's only so many hotel rooms. Unlike last year how I did it, I handle all of the reservations. So I handle your reservation into Antelope Canyon. I handle your hotel arrangements. I work with several of the brand name. They're not the Ritz-Carlton, but they're very nice hotels. I handle that for you. And during the checkout process, you'll actually see where you can pick what kind of bed you want, double queens, king, several of each, depending on how big your group is. You'll be able to add all that, super easy, to your reservation when you check out. But I handle all the physical reservations with the hotels. The reason I do that is that sometimes I have to get creative. As I mentioned, sometimes Antelope Canyon can really get booked out. And it might be that I can't get you into Antelope Canyon until the afternoon. So I'll call them, I'll arrange that. And then I can kind of twist around the morning and add stuff to kind of get the most out of the day. Or if vice versa, I can only get you into the Antelope Canyon in the morning. Then we can talk about what you want to do in the afternoon. Horseshoe Bend, of course, would be one of those. Now, Monument Valley, I was going to touch on that. Let's say all the planets line up. And we can get up in the morning in Page, and I can get you into Antelope Canyon at, let's say, 10 a.m. in the morning, which is perfect. So then I can get you over to Horseshoe Bend. You can suck that all in, which is beautiful. We can go to the Antelope Canyon. You can do your tour there, have lunch afterward in Page, and now you have the afternoon. And you're like, you know what? I want to go see Monument Valley. Can we do it? Absolutely. It is a bit of a drive. The Navajo Nation is approximately 27,000 square miles. It's huge. Encompasses not only Arizona, parts of southeast Utah and parts of northwest New Mexico. It is huge and it's only getting bigger every day. You can talk to your guide about that, but it's getting bigger. It's not stagnant. So it's gigantic. So everything on the Navajo Nation isn't really close. From Antelope Canyon to Monument Valley, you're looking at about 2+ hours. Monument Valley is awesome. You can actually drive, depending on which vehicle you rent, get down there with our vehicle and see it. There is an entry fee. You'll see that as you check out, but it's really cool and it is spectacular. If you're into Westerns, a lot of the 60s, 70s Westerns was shot right there in Monument Valley. They actually have a John Ford overlook because John Ford was a director. He did a lot of Westerns out there. So it's just a really cool area if you want to tack that on. I can't overemphasize enough though. It really kind of depends on how the whole day 2 at Antelope Canyon works, whether we can do Monument Valley. And I'll be able to let you know one way or the other. Another question I get is, can I do a helicopter ride day 1 at the Grand Canyon? Absolutely. Again, during checkout, that'll be an option. It's approximately, well, I have it up there for $300 per person. And remember that there's fees and stuff like that associated with it too, but that they charge us. But that's kind of, you can put that on there and there's definitely time to do that. And it's super cool. If you do the helicopter trip, I actually twink day 1 around a little bit. We go in the canyon the back way, so you get to see the remote overlooks first. That way you kind of end the day with the helicopter trip. And then of course we load up and we head to Page for your overnight. So if you have any questions, please do the online reservation first. That's the easiest way to do it. That way I can kind of see how you want your day to lay out. And then I'll contact you either by email, text message, or even a phone call if I have any questions. And I should have most of the questions answered on the website.